So you're thinking about moving to Bellingham, Washington, and you are concerned about how quickly our home prices have gone up over the last few years, some of the huge down payments that are required to get into that 30-year fixed mortgage, as well as those skyrocketing interest rates. Well, Washington State has a down payment assistance program that I'm going to share with you in this video that'll show you how you can get a zero down loan. You're not going to want to miss it, so let's get after it right now. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about eating, sleeping, playing, working, as well as the good and bad about living in Bellingham, Washington, then subscribe below and tap the bell icon for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current market here in Bellingham and surrounding areas. My name is Dale Serbasek and I'm with the Living in Bellingham, Washington team, and every single day we get calls, texts, and emails from people just like you, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're thinking of moving in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Info's in the description below. We'll be happy to help you make that smooth move to the Bellingham, Washington area. If you have been watching Bellingham and Whatcom County home prices over the last 2 or 3 years, you are probably quite astonished at how quickly our values have gone up. They've almost doubled in the last 3 years. And if you did buy prior to June of 2020, you are probably extremely happy. You're sitting on a lot of equity and you probably have a 30-year fixed interest rate below 3%. But what are you to do now that our home prices have gone up so much and our interest rates now are close to 7% for that 30-year fix? You might be wondering, how in the heck am I going to come up with the down payment that's needed? How am I going to afford this monthly mortgage amount? If I look at a bankrate.com recent infographic, it's showing that Washington State is the 4th highest state in the country as far as the amount of down payment that's required to buy a home, and it's pushing $80,000 just to get into a median priced home here in the Bellingham, Washington area. And if you look at the median sale price, just in the last year, it's gone up 15.8%. A year ago at this time, median sale prices in the Bellingham, Washington area were $570,000, and now they are $660,000 with even higher interest rates on those mortgages. It's just making it very challenging. So there's a lot of different loan options out there. Traditionally, there's the Fannie Mae, the Freddie Mac, the FHA loan that have helped buyers that aren't able to scrape together all the amount of money required for that traditional 20% down. There's some great options out there, and I'm going to go into the specifics on the pros and cons of those, as well as some of the limitations and minimum requirements for those 3 very popular loan options. The Washington State Housing Finance Commission has come up with a program. It's called a down payment assistance program called the Home Advantage Program, and it gives people the ability to get a home loan for 0% down in conjunction with many of the loan programs like Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and most often FHA loan. The FHA loan down payment assistance is going to be 3.5%, with 3% of it going towards the down payment, and 0.5% can be allocated towards closing cost assistance. And the Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac is a 4% down payment assistance, with 3% of it going towards the down payment and 1% being allocated towards covering those closing costs. And obviously the conforming loan is the Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, whereas the non-conforming loan is the FHA. And so some of the specifics on that: Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac offers the home ready and the home possible options. And you can see that the income limits on those, you have to make less than 80% of the average median income, which in our area is $82,080. Requires a minimum credit score of 620, and it gives you that 4% assistance. Now there is a loan limit, like on any type of loan, to keep it below that jumbo amount loan limit of $766,500 in our area. But that's the great option there. When you're going to look more at the FHA, you're looking at no income limits at all and a little bit lower minimum credit score of 580. But you're only going to get the 3.5% down payment assistance, and that is with the 3% going towards the down payment and the 0.5% going towards your closing costs. And also in Whatcom County, the FHA maximum loan amount is $603,750, so a little bit lower than the conforming Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac of $766,500. And just to put that into perspective, the Bellingham Herald just recently came out with an article that showed that Bellingham, Washington, as far as small cities across the United States, is the 14th most expensive city to live in when you compare it to the average wages in Bellingham, Washington. And they correlated that into the amount of hours per week that someone has to work just to make the mortgage payment. And in Bellingham, Washington, you would have to work 108 hours at the average wage to cover that average mortgage for a median price home in Bellingham of $3,140 a month. So that's pretty difficult to come up with. One of the requirements to be approved for the down payment assistance program, the Home Advantage program here in the state of Washington, is you're required to take a free home buyer seminar. This is a 5-hour course that's held year-round all over the state. It can be taken both virtually or in person, and it's required for all borrowers. And if you want to schedule one of those home buyer seminars, then you want to visit heretohome.org. That's heretohome.org, and I'll include a link to that in the description below. The second thing is, of course, you're going to want to, once you take that class, is pick a qualified, approved loan officer, mortgage company that's approved to do these home advantage program and home down payment assistance programs. And the guy that I've been using for quite a while that I really like, his name's Dean Ono of Fairway Independent Mortgage Company. He's a great guy. A lot of my buyers have enjoyed working with him. Of course, if you have a great relationship with a bank or a credit union or a mortgage broker, by all means, use them as well. But just make sure that they're approved by the Washington State Home Finance Commission Board, that you're going to be able to get that mortgage through. And the third and final step is you want to pick a great agent to help you go and hunt for that next house. And of course, I'd love to help you out. If you have any questions, feel free to schedule a Zoom call, give me a call, shoot me a text. Info's in the description below, and I'd be happy to help you make that awesome move, as well as check out my testimonials. I'd love to help you out if we'd be a good fit. And that goes for people locally as well as out of state if you're looking to relocate. Okay, now let's take a closer look at some of the more common loan options that are available to borrowers. Of course, the most common is the FHA, and that is the one that's most commonly used with our Washington State Down Payment Assistance Program. But again, that requires 3.5% down, but that gets covered by that down payment assistance program, which is awesome. It requires a minimum of credit score of 580, and you have a maximum loan amount that's a little bit lower than the jumbo. It's right around that $660,000 range in Whatcom County. It allows a maximum seller contribution towards your closing costs of 6%. So if you're going to get your realtor to help you get the seller to contribute and pay for some of those closing costs, the maximum amount is 6%. And that is a great option if you have that 3.5% down, or you're getting the down payment assistance program. And a conventional conforming loan doesn't work for you. So let's move on to the conforming loans. And the common ones, of course, are Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, otherwise known as Home Ready and Home Possible. Those require 3% down, a little bit higher minimum credit score of 620, but it gets you a little bit more maximum loan amount up to that $766,550 here in Whatcom County, which of course includes Bellingham. A higher amount of seller concession, the maximum amount can be 3 to 9%, so it gives you a little more flexibility there. And again, it's just a great option if you have a good credit score, but you have to make under that income limit of that 80% of average median income in our area, which is about $82,000, right, or just over $80,000. So that's one little thing about the Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac options, and it can help. If you have a good credit score, keep your interest rates nice and low and your private mortgage insurance low as well. There are options such as the VA, the USDA, home style renovation, that I'm not going to go so into specifics here because I really want to focus on that down payment assistance program, which again, FHA is probably going to be the most commonly used, and Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac is right up there as well. So there you have it, the down payment assistance program here in Washington State. It is a great option if you're looking at getting a true zero down loan. A little bit of requirements, like I said, you got to take a 5-hour class, and you got to work with specific lenders, but it's a great option that a lot of people are taking advantage of these days to help kind of take the the brunt off of these large down payments that are required in the state of Washington, and to kind of combat these higher interest rates. And one thing you got to remember, there's an old saying in real estate, a lot of people don't necessarily agree with it. They call it marry the house, date the rate. And that basically means even though our interest rates are higher, keep in mind that as interest rates are higher, that puts a downward pressure on the value of homes. So as interest rates do come down, the value of homes are going to go up. So keep that in mind. If you can buy a house now while interest rates are high, you're going to get a better price, so to speak. And then once you secure that home at that price and you're living there, if in a few years in the future, I can't make any promises, but if at some point in the future those interest rates do come down, you can refinance, and it gives you some great options, and then it allows you to lock in a lower interest rate. And if you are looking for a great lender, be sure to let me know, because Dean Ono at Fairway Independent Mortgage is a great option, and I'd be happy to put you in touch with him, and he can talk to you more in depth about these great loan options as well as the down payment assistance program. And I'll put his contact information in the description below. And I want to thank you for watching this video. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about eating, sleeping, playing, working, as well as the good and bad about living in Bellingham, Washington, then subscribe below and tap the bell icon for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current market here in Bellingham and surrounding areas. My name is Dale Serbasek, and I'm with the Living in Bellingham Washington team, and every single day we get calls, texts, and emails from people just like you, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're thinking of moving in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Info's in the description below. We'll be happy to help you make that smooth move to the Bellingham, Washington area. And until next time, I hope to see you around town.